Hi, Adrian Whyte here from the Guitar Suite. Today I'm going to give you a really quick lesson on Travis picking, or I guess it's sort of like rockabilly finger picking, all that kind of stuff. It's more aimed probably at somebody who's been playing for a while, but I think if you're fairly inexperienced but really determined, you could probably learn a lot from this video. So I hope you enjoy and good luck. And of course, if you are interested in having lessons with me, the details are below. Okay, so here it is. Now, rather than just teaching, as I said, rather than just teaching you a pattern, what I'm actually going to do is show you how to develop your independence between your thumb and your fingers. So first we're going to start, for this exercise to begin with, I'm going to hold an E major chord. If you're not sure of an E major chord, I kind of recommend before you start tackling this stuff, you learn E major, but I'll give you a quick look anyway. Alright, so we've got the 2nd fret of the 5th string, we've got the 2nd fret of the 4th string, we've got the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and the other strings are all open, so we're using all 6 strings now. So the first thing that you want to do basically is get used to this pattern here. With our thumb pick, we're hitting the 6th string, the 4th string, the 5th string, and then again the 4th string. I like to think of it as outside lane, outside strum, inside strum. I imagine these as 2 lanes, outside strum, inside strum, and that strum is happening from the 4th string down. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is, once we're comfortable with that pattern, so this is a root 6 pattern, by the way, which means our home plate, our bass note, is an E here, and that's on the 6th string, so that's where everything kind of goes from. And that's the Johnny Cash thing, by the way. Now, the next step is introducing our fingers. So to help develop rhythmic independence, I like to start by doing what I call the together strikes. So we're basically just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do this with all our fingers. So remember that alternating pattern: 6, 4, well 6 strum, 5 strum. Then, you might want to try that with your 3rd finger. I like to assign my fingers one to a string, so my 1st sits on the 3rd, my 2nd sort of hovers around the 2nd string, then my 3rd hovers around the 1st string. But some people don't like to use their 3rd, you can move around, it's really up to you. Okay, so the next thing then is splitting it up. So we're actually playing in between the beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, you'll notice I used my 2nd finger for the 2nd example, which you can also do. You might want to try your 3rd. Okay, so this is not particularly challenging. I mean, it just takes time to get used to it. The big thing with Travis picking is take your time. Well, it's kind of the same with anything really. So I'm plucking the 1st string open, and remember I'm holding the E chord, and I'm plucking the 6th string. So remember that too. Outside lane, strum, inside lane. And while we're doing that, okay, so it's that should all be fairly simple now. You've got the ability to stop the video and have another look. I'll go through both of those really slowly once more. So together, and then apart, or in between. This is where it gets more challenging, going from one to the other. So your thumb, it doesn't change, the rhythm doesn't change. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You have to delay slightly before you use your finger again when going from the together strikes to the in-betweens. Okay, don't forget to play after the 4 as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you want to go back to together, that's tricky. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and together. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so explore both those options. If you're having difficulty with this, I won't lie, this video is really aimed at, I guess, someone who's probably a little bit more accomplished on the guitar and wants a real quick kind of lesson on this stuff. So, okay, so by the way, you can get tabs for this. I can send you tabs. I probably would, I mean, if I'm going to send you the tabs, if you could PayPal me a small donation, it would be great, even just a couple bucks. But of course, if you're young or you're really strapped for cash, I'm happy to send you some tabs. So just email me with the details below. Okay, here's the next step, and this is where it gets the most challenging. And where you start to develop independence. What we want to do now is basically play together on the first, on the one. So 1. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pick the 2 on its own. So 1, 2, and then after the 2, we're going to play on the and. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to play together on the 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. At this point, we're starting to teach our finger to play with the strokes or in between them, with a little bit of our own sort of command. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's where it starts to get more complex. If you're having trouble there, it's if you're having trouble with the concept of the rhythm and the timing, again, it is probably, look, I think anyone can do this if you really take your time and be patient, but you may need to learn some basic rhythm here if it's not really making any sense to you. But yeah, okay, so again, you can do that with all your other fingers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So again, same alternating pattern. And I'll use my second finger that time, and that was on the beat, off the beat, and then back on the beat. Okay, so once you get the hang of that, you can do all these steps again. Try it with an A chord. Alright, this is now a root 5, which it's an A chord, so we want to start with an A note. That's a root 5 though, so we'd actually be starting on the inner string, outer string, inside lane, outside lane. So again, you can do all these exercises in a root 5, guys. If you do happen to want to use, say, a C, for example, you need to alternate that bass note with your finger there. So let's get a bit of an angle here. 5th string, 4th string. Of course, if we hit an E, doesn't quite sound right. So you want to explore that too. Once you get really good, then you can. So for example, if I was going to do a little bit of Yankee Doodle, the good news is all these strikes were together with thumb strikes. So as long as you keep that bass line constant and work out where that melody is going, it's not overly complex. And again, like I said, this isn't really a super beginner video. This is, you've been playing a little while, I guess, and you kind of want to just have a crack at this. So I've just squashed it all into a quick video. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and of course I'm available for lessons in Victoria, in the northern western sort of suburbs. Yeah, all the details are below, and thanks for watching. Please give a good comment if you like it. If you don't like it, just don't say anything. It's probably the best thing. And yeah, I'll go out with a bit of mucking around.